to the Locker Room Podcast. We got Heffright, we got Ryan, and per usual, we got another great guest for y'all. So let's jump right into it. He's a multi-time IAC champion in both ice hockey and lacrosse. He's a sophomore lacrosse player at United States Naval Academy in Annapolis. Please welcome James Flannery. Yeah.
Love to see it.
Let's go.
James, how you doing today?
I'm good. Happy to be here, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just throw ourselves right into it. So, what's it like? What's life at like Navy? Any different than prep? You know, it's a pretty basic question, but we're throwing ourselves into it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a little different, like with the military aspect, but you know, I tell a lot of people it's very similar to prep. Like academically, you know, you go through the day. It's like 6 periods with a lunch period in the middle. You start at 7:55 every morning. So, you know, it's really not too much of a difference once you get used to like the military lifestyle. But yeah.
Definitely. So what changed like with COVID? Do you have to do classes online at all, or did the
just like you guys, a lot changed, right? Like we just, you know, every weekend we usually have Liberty, so we're allowed to leave from, you know, noon to midnight on Saturday, and we're allowed to stay out, and I get to go home. But you know, with COVID, that was kind of like taken away. But and then classes wise, we were online for most of last semester, and then still right now, I think half my classes are online. So yeah, it's definitely like an adjustment, but I mean, we're used to it at this point. Like you guys know, we've been in the swing of this thing for too long, it seems.
Yeah,
definitely. Just kind of talk about like what's like a typical day in the life of like a student at Navy.
Yeah, so for me, you know, I get up around 7. There's formation in the morning, so it's basically like you just check in with your company, and then breakfast before 7:55 class, and then I'll have 4-hour-long periods, and then at 11:55 we got lunch, and then a couple classes after that, and then pretty much just getting ready for practice. We'll start practice around 4 every day, and then go until like 6:30, and then pretty much just eat dinner and grind homework until I go to bed. So, yep.
So kind of taking you back to when you first arrived at Navy. So what is really a plebe summer like?
Yeah. You know, it's honestly not as bad as it seems. It's kind of just like summer camp with you know, waking up early and push-ups. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely like a hard transition. You get yelled at a lot, and you know, you learn a lot. But yeah, it was. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was easy because it wasn't. But yeah, I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people make it seem.
Now, can you tell us like what was your favorite part or aspect of this plebe summer, and also your least favorite, if you can tell us that? I don't know.
Yeah. Favorite part of plebe summer. That's tough. I would have to say, honestly, not having a phone. I mean, it stinks for like the first week, I guess, but then you get used to it, and it's like it actually turns out to be really nice. Just kind of being away from, you know, the world, and you're pretty much just isolated here. And you know, it may seem like it stinks, but once you get used to it, it's not that bad. And then least favorite part, it's got to be just waking up early every day. I'm not a morning person, but they kind of force you to be one once you get here. So
yeah, I got that. Now, how early is early? Like 5 a.m.? We talking
5:30?
yeah, so during plebe summer, you got to get up at like 5:30 every day, and there's like a workout every morning. And then on Sundays, you're allowed to wake up at like 7:30. But I mean, like now I wake up probably same time as you guys every day, so not too bad.
No, I get that. No, it's but that's one aspect of being in the military, right? Like waking up very early to get stuff done, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
has that been a huge part? Like I know 7:30 is normal, but like is it normally 5:30 like with special occasions and things like that?
Yeah, so like now, I mean, pretty much the only reason I would wake up like earlier than usual would be if we had practice or like a lift in the morning for lacrosse. But
Mhm.
other than that, I mean, yeah, it's just like waking up at 7 and going to formation, going to breakfast. So can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
There we go.
Cool.
Now, off the kind of waking up early, like what are you majoring there? Like, is it like normal college, or are there different majors that you have to take to go into different aspects?
So I'm majoring in operations research, which is it's unique to like the military academies, and some of the Ivy League schools have it. I have a tough time explaining it to people, but it's basically like it's a lot of math, some computer programming, and you just use like math and computers to solve like real world problems. I guess that's the best way I could describe it.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just like basically all my classes are either math or like I'm taking Python right now, which is like a programming class. But yeah, I mean it's pretty tough. Like I complain a lot about it, but I shouldn't. But yeah, it's tough on me.
Now, what does that lead to?
So in terms of like
Military,
jobs or
like service and jobs, stuff like that.
so your major here actually has no like effect on what you service select.
Really?
So it really doesn't matter for me, but it will matter once I get out of the Navy.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to get a job, in the real world. So
Yeah, I got that.
Definitely.
Oh.
So you've been able to attend some of the Army Navy games over the course of being at Navy. Just talk about like what is like the atmosphere like, and just like how are those games like?
yeah, so actually, last year with COVID, the Army Navy lacrosse game got canceled, but I've been to 2 football games so far, and I mean they're crazy. Like we get on the buses to go. The game's at like 3 every year, and we get on the buses at like 4 in the morning, and head to the stadium and pretty much just like hang out there all day and just wait for the game to start. And then like everyone at Navy and everyone at Army just goes crazy for it. So, and I mean, like, there's just tons of alumni there. So yeah, it's nuts. I would definitely say if you guys get a chance, go to one of those games.
That's nice. That's nice. Now, I understand that you have a cousin, Harry, that goes to Army as well.
Yep.
So do you guys meet up during the game, or like how's that like during the games?
Yeah, so I mean, every year, like both of our families will go, our whole families will go to the game, and we'll meet up at some point and hang out for a bit and get like a nice little picture for the parents. They usually want one, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool having Harry at Army. Makes things interesting.
Definitely.
So when it comes to lacrosse, I know that COVID's kind of really affected this, but how has been your college lacrosse experience so far?
It's been awesome. It's been a ton of fun. I got here. It was definitely just like anyone who's going to play college sports, it was a big adjustment. But I love my team, love the coaches. Yeah, it's a great group of guys. So.
And has there been like a really big change? Like, was there a hard adjustment period from playing at prep to versus playing at Navy?
Yeah, I mean, anyone who plays in college will tell you that, but I mean, it's still lacrosse. I'd say that the biggest adjustment for me was just like getting used to playing against guys who are, because everyone is bigger than you when you first get there. So I guess just getting used to getting bullied around in practice is tough, but I'm used to it now, so it's fun.
So you had your college debut a little while back. How was that experience like? Was there like a good moment there when you finally like, hey, I made it here, or like was there any of those moments?
Yeah, I mean, last year, I guess my first game that I played in was against Furman. And yeah, I mean, it was a ton of fun. I was obviously nervous when I first went in, but like I think we went up like 10 goals on them. So the coaches started putting in, like pretty much everyone on our team got to play. So it was a really fun first time playing, college lacrosse. But I will not lie, it was very, very nerve wracking.
Now, so far through your college lacrosse experience, have those nerves calmed down, or are you still like, whoa, I'm playing on a pretty big stage?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they have calmed down a little bit, but I mean, every game I still get pretty nervous before. But yeah, I mean, like anything, the more you do it, the more you get used to it and the less nervous you get. So
Yeah. And this is a little question for what's the stat line looking like, James? What do we got? Couple goals, couple assists?
I don't know. We actually had our first game yesterday. I played all right.
Yeah.
I did score, but I made a few mistakes. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes this year.
Now I'm gonna take you back a little bit. Now this is about prep, because there's always a college aspect from changing from prep to like Navy, really nice school. But what qualities do you value the most that you learned from prep or while at prep?
That's a really good question. I think let's see. I think the biggest thing about prep that I've noticed, like just talking to guys here who went to, everyone, there's people from everywhere here, all different walks of life, different types of schools. And, the biggest thing about prep is that, pretty much everyone in the school, and it's just like a brotherhood, right? Like you guys know, there's only 400 kids in the school.
Yeah.
And everyone's there for each other. And yeah, so I just think like the brotherhood aspect of prep definitely was the biggest thing I took away from it. And I try to bring here. It's definitely tougher because there's 4,000 kids here, but I've met a pretty good group of guys who I treat the same way as my buddies from prep. So
yeah. So yeah, you kind of brought that from prep. So yeah, you brought that from prep to Navy, built up that community, And does COVID affect that at all? Or do you guys still have the ability to hang out like with the things put in order, But you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, on the weekends, that's usually our time to like hang out with each other. And it's definitely gotten affected. Like I've been home a few times, but we haven't been able to get out and do anything like super crazy or anything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, we just get to go home. I'm lucky because I live like 45 minutes away. So, every weekend I'll usually have like 10 to 15 guys over to my house, and we'll just hang out and eat a ton of food. So,
well, that sounds like it's
Awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have any Dean Rod stories from your high school?
Dean Rod stories. That's a good question. I don't know if I have any specific stories, but I will say he was very scary to me when I was like a freshman and sophomore. But I think as I got older, I appreciated a lot more like what he did for prep, and got to get closer with him as a senior. So yeah, I don't think I have any like crazy stories, but I will say like he's a very intimidating guy.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten that a lot.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any teachers or faculty at Navy right now that are like putting the fear of God in your eyes like Dean Rod used to?
Yeah, I mean, like the faculty here, Definitely a lot different than prep. Like I think it's 50-50 military and civilian teachers. But I definitely have a few teachers that I really like here. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough to compare it to prep. But yeah.
There's got to be one that scares you. Like, there's got to be
Here?
one teacher. Come on.
From prep or from here?
No, from Navy. There's got to be someone that scares you. Like,
Oh yeah. Definitely. There's plenty of them. Pretty much anyone here who has power over me is scary. So, but yeah, there is a lot of really, really good people here though who are teachers. So.
So I'm going to ask you a couple questions about back when you were playing hockey. So what were some of your favorite memories from playing prep hockey?
Oh, I mean, as you can imagine, just winning the IC championship my sophomore year was very, very cool. And then, senior year was obviously awesome, and you guys got to experience that. So, I mean, you know how cool it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you ever see yourself playing at like another competitive stage, or maybe even trying to play for Navy's team?
I don't think so. I wish I could play hockey, but I don't think I don't think I could make it happen. There's just too much going on right now with lacrosse and academics. But yeah, I mean, I think about it a lot. Like I miss prep hockey a lot. But yeah.
And then I have one more. I'm just kind of curious of this. So I looked at your stat line from your senior year. You scored 30 goals in 19 games. Did you ever get any attention from like schools or like other like junior teams?
No, I mean, like my freshman and sophomore year, I was thinking about trying to play hockey, possibly go to boarding school up north or go to juniors, but I decided that lifestyle like wasn't really for me. I just wanted to go to college and play lacrosse. So I mean, everything worked out great. I'm happy the way it worked out, but I definitely miss hockey a ton.
Well, it still worked out great. So obviously.
Yeah.
Speaking of lacrosse, asking about some of your prep lacrosse years. Just first question, what was the commitment process like to Navy? Because I know that's kind of different compared to getting committing from different schools, from other
You
schools.
mean like the recruiting process?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So my freshman year, going into that summer, that was kind of like the big recruiting year for me. I mean, obviously, you guys know it's changed. Like, you can't get recruited until your junior year now. But yeah, I mean, it was nuts. Like the summer after my freshman year, I visited Navy, and I really wanted to go here, and things didn't really like pan out. And then I ended up verbally committing to go to Dartmouth. And then that fall, actually, Navy came back and offered me a spot in their class, and I decided that's what I wanted to do, and yeah, I just committed there, and then through the application process, I guess I got lucky and was able to come here directly. Didn't have to go to the prep school, which a lot of my buddies do. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely tough. Like, I will say the application process to go to the service academies is like maybe the hardest part of like going here. But yeah.
Definitely. So wait, you said you first verbally committed Dartmouth, and then you started talking to Navy. Okay. So I didn't know that if you like verbally commit to a school, you're still, or like other schools can like reach out. Is that what happened? Or?
Yeah. So, I mean, they like went through my club lacrosse coach and Coach Eric, and they would, I guess Navy just went to them and said, hey, is he thinking about switching? And then I thought about it for a while and realized that I really wanted to go here, and this was for me. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how it went.
That's great. Now going back to prep lacrosse, What was like your favorite game or like favorite memory of playing lacrosse, whether that's being Landon or playing against Gonzaga?
By far, my senior year when we beat Landon in overtime. That was definitely my best
Awesome.
cross
Yeah.
memory.
Great game.
That was
Yep.
Dude, I still remember the video. It was Kevin Christmas that scored the OT winner, right?
Yep.
Wild.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy game.
That is now. Now I want to go back to something I heard. Now you said the application process to Navy was probably the hardest. What? Now I've heard my buddies that are looking into service have talked about how there are many different things on the application that you have to do. What differed from a normal application that you had to complete or do for Navy?
Yeah. So, I mean, the actual application to the Naval Academy is like, it's long, but you can compare it to other schools. There's like 20 like small essays and then one or two big ones. And then in addition to that, you have to apply for a nomination from a congressman or a senator. And that's just like a whole nother application with essays and forms to fill out. Like, and then in addition to all that, you have to fill out like medical records and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of work, but I mean, it's worth it.
Now, can you recall what your first reaction was and how long it took to get that letter from the congressman?
Yeah, so I actually applied for like two congressmen and one senator, and I ended up getting none of them. And then I got my appointment from the academy through the superintendent here. So they basically nominated me. But yeah, everyone's got like a different path to get here. I will say, you know, the DC area, Montgomery County, is one of the hardest places to get a nomination from, just because like there's so many qualified kids who are applying for it, and there's just so few spots. But yeah, I mean, it all worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it all worked out, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got one more question. I'm trying to just curious. I'm not sure if you've made this decision or not, but have you decided whether or not you're going to go through to the Navy or to the Marines? But yet again, it's very early for that. So I think.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. Right now, I'm just like trying to keep my options open, but you know, as of right now, I think I want to fly for the Navy, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, things change here all the time, so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, James, thank you for taking the time to be on this podcast. I know you're probably really busy right now with lacrosse and being a student at Navy, but just want to say thank you for being out here.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome.
Yeah, guys, thank you for having me on. You know, good luck the rest of the year. I know it's pretty tough right now with COVID, and a lot of things that I enjoyed at prep are taken away from you, but just hang in there, enjoy what you can, and I'll see you guys later.
Yep. See you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good episode, guys.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun getting to talk to James. You know, I
Yeah.
haven't really talked to him in a while.
Yeah.
It was nice getting to talk to him. You know,
I just had a great idea.
what's your great idea, Colin?
We should have Claire Lanham on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, that would be a great one. Just go through all those seniors of 2018 or whatever.
Yep, go to the entire class.
No one or go.
That would be a great addition.
But yeah, no, I think the guests will like this. You know, I think the boys will like this. You know, we're still going. You know,
Still working.
we're no, I mean like the podcast right now. How's everyone doing?
We're still
The
recording.
We're
Capitals
still
of
recording. We could wrap this up whenever. So
I know Capitals have won 2 straight. No, they lost.
That's not true. They lost yesterday.
No, the Wizards on a 4-game winning streak. Let's go.
All right, I'm just gonna let's just wrap up what we already have because it's good. It's good. It's a random tangent right after.
Random tangent. So, Colin, what's it like wearing contacts? Go.
F-Right,
Please be sure to go follow us on all of our media. That's linked in the outro. Please like and subscribe. We'd appreciate
Please
that.
send me a link for like hand like stickening for Ryan. You know, he can't catch the important balls.
Okay, this has been the Locker Room Podcast. Thank you guys for listening to the James Flannery episode. We're gonna try and get we've said it a million times. We're trying to get Denny McCarthy on for next week. So hopefully that works. We'll let y'all know. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. The DMs are always open if you want to ask us a question about something. If you have a guest idea, if you want to be on the episode, just feel free to DM us. Until then, we're gonna go. See ya. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Thank you guys. Have a nice day. End recording. Please end it.